privilege of touring the brand new Norwegian Aqua for a 2-night preview sailing in New York City. And I'm going to take you on a tour of this massive, beautiful ship from top to bottom. You're going to be able to see some staterooms, tour the haven, see every dining venue on board, take a peek at all the activities that the ship has to offer, and I'll even show you some of my favorite spaces to hang out. And I'm going to do it all in under 20 minutes. When you first get on board, you're going to be boarding on deck 6. Decks 6, 7, and 8 are the main lower decks, so we're going to start our tour here. All 3 of these decks are open to each other in this main atrium lobby area, which goes up all 3 levels. It's a very modern design, but still warm and welcoming. It's very spacious, so no one level should ever get too crowded, and there is a bar on all 3 floors. On the front of the ship will be the Aqua Theater and Club. I'll show some of the theater as we go up to the higher decks. But as we work our way back on the ship, we're going to walk through this massive casino, which offers guest slot machines, tables, and poker. There's even a smoking casino in a separate area. Then once you get through the casino, you'll find the Improv at Sea, which is the comedy club on board. Then we get into some bars and dining venues in the back. The first bar you'll come across is the Whiskey Bar. This is a very nice bar. I'm not a whiskey fan, but I could definitely see myself hanging out here. It's a quiet, fun, secluded hangout spot. On either side of the bar, there'll be a dining venue, 1 complimentary, 1 a paid extra. Hasuki and the Commodore Room are the 2 dining locations on deck 6. The Commodore Room is one of the main dining rooms on board. This is a complimentary dining room that you can dine on any night of your sailing. Hasuki is a Japanese steakhouse on board, which does come with an extra fee. And lastly, on deck 6, the Swirl Wine Bar. This is a brand new venue on the Norwegian Aqua that hasn't been on any other Norwegian ships yet. Now let's make our way up to deck 7, which has even more to offer than deck 6. Starting in the atrium, you'll find a variety of the help desks up here. The internet help desk, the cruise next help desk, the shore excursions help desk, and guest services are all located on deck 7. There's also a Starbucks here with plenty of seating. As you make your way back on deck 7, you'll walk through all of the gift shops, which were closed for us because we were in port for the whole sailing, but once you're out to sea, all of these will open up for you. Past the gift shops, you will find Sid Norman's, which is a pub-style bar, and then you'll get to the metropolitan area where there are a bunch of restaurants and another bar. Starting off strong with a fan favorite, Cagney's Steakhouse. This is a paid extra, but guests love it. Right across from that is the Cigar Lounge and the Metropolitan Bar. We found ourselves here a lot while they had nightly musicians playing on the piano. After the bar, there are 3 more restaurants back here. Le Bistro, which is the French restaurant on board, again a paid extra. Right across from that is the sushi restaurant, yet another paid extra. And on the back, Hudson's. This is a complimentary dining venue on board, and it's in a beautiful location on the back of the ship, offering great views. Before we leave deck 7, let's check out the Aqua Theater. This theater felt small to me, but they do offer multiple showings of each of the shows they put on, so no one will miss one. And after getting to experience one of the shows, you definitely don't want to miss it. The cast and crew are incredible, and if you feel like being part of the show, you can go down to level 6 and be in the club area of the theater. Now let's move up to deck 8, which has the most public space out of any of the decks I've shown you so far, both indoor and outdoor. So let's start at the front of deck 8, which is the Aqua Theater. This is the entrance to the top level of the Aqua Theater, and this is the very front of deck 8. There is nothing past the Aqua Theater. So moving on back to the atrium area, there are some more shops up here, just like deck 7. Again, they were all closed since we didn't leave the port, but they look beautiful. During our sailing, they had some live music playing up here on deck 8, which could be heard on every level of the atrium since it is open, and that was really nice because you could enjoy the music whether you were up here near the performers or downstairs. This level has another bar with plenty of wraparound seating at the actual bar in addition to all the seating around the performing area. And then next to the bar, we have a dining venue. This is the Italian restaurant on board. It's a paid extra restaurant, not included in the price of your sailing. Something I liked about this restaurant was it has both indoor and outdoor seating. So if it was a nice day, you could enjoy your dinner outside. Like I mentioned earlier, deck 8 has indoor and outdoor spaces. So outside the Italian restaurant is where you will find the Ocean Walk. dock, which is a clear platform that you can walk over the edge of the ship. If you're brave enough to walk all the way around, you'll come back to the other side of the bar and back into the atrium. I am not a fan of heights, so I turned around and came back through the door that I exited from. Let's take one more look around the atrium before we go explore all of the rest of the ship, because this is the last part of the atrium I'm going to show you in this video. I just want to emphasize how large this space really is and how many seating opportunities they have up here and how grand it feels when looking down to the 2 decks below. That concludes the tour of the atrium. Now let's check out the rest of deck 8 because it goes on for a while. This entire deck is public space, so there's a lot to see. Here's where you will find the photo gallery. Not only can you purchase photos taken on board here, you can also do portrait sessions in the studio or on certain ports of call. The photo gallery feeds into the art gallery with pieces that are for sale. Continuing on the indoor spaces of deck 8, next up is the local bar and grill. We spent a lot of time here on our sailing. It is a fun place to hang out with great food and drinks. This space is actually a bar with bar bite menu food that you can order, all complimentary, and a ton of TVs playing a variety of sporting events, which makes it one of the go-to spots on this ship. But this area isn't just a bar, there is also a restaurant in here. They serve diner style food and it is one of the complimentary dining venues on board, so you can eat there completely free. But if you don't want to sit down for a full meal, a lot of the items are on the bar bites menu at the bar. Just like the atrium, there is plenty of seating back here. This hallway felt like it went on forever with a ton of TVs, so everyone can have a seat and watch whatever sporting event is happening during your sailing. Once you finally make it out of this space, you will come across another complimentary dining venue here on deck 8, which is the food hall. This was my personal favorite out of all of the complimentary dining options on board, including the main dining rooms. I felt the food hall had the best tasting food. Food hall is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there are a variety of stations that you can order from. When you first walk in, you'll come across the Indian food station. Then right next to that is the smokehouse. This is barbecue food. This was one of my favorite stations that we tried, and we tried almost everything. Not only did the space have amazing food, the decoration and theming is adorable, and again, plenty of seating. As you make your way to the back, you'll find the seaside rotisserie, which offers Mediterranean food, a tapas truck, a plant-based bowl station, and that's not all. This dining venue continues on for a while. Here's another look at all of the seating opportunities that are inside. I'll show you outside in just one second, but first let's look at all the rest of the food stations. Next up is the Latin Quarter. This was another one of our favorites. It was fun to just grab some chips and guacamole and take them around the ship with us for a light snack in the afternoon. There is also a noodle station that has some pastas and ramen bowls. And lastly, who could forget about dessert? Dessert has its own station here, and it's grab and go style. You can pick whatever you want out of the case. And a drink station. This space may seem overwhelming, but it is super easy because you can just pick a table and order whatever you'd like off the tablet, and they will bring every dish to your table. If you're wondering about alcoholic beverages, there is a bar in the food hall, but there's also one right outside. This is one of the spaces that really impressed me on this ship. All of the seating is very comfortable and there is a ton of it. It goes on for a while on either direction of the ship. It wraps around, but there's also tables if you want to come out here and eat. So you have your lounger chairs facing the water, tables for eating meals. I could definitely see myself having a drink, having some chips and guacamole, and just spending a lot of time out here on my sailings. I like that they added a bar outside and inside to help with crowding so that the people that are trying to get a drink with their meal inside don't conflict with the people just hanging out here enjoying the views. They did a really great job with this space. Something else I love about Deck 8 is that it wraps completely around. You can get around the entire ship by walking around Deck 8, and they call this space the Ocean Boulevard. If you want a cute photo op to show that you sailed on the Norwegian Aqua, this is a great spot out on Deck 8. Something very unique about this ship is there are some pools down here. It's rare that you see a pool on a lower level on a cruise ship, and they have two, an infinity style pool and these waiting pools with these loungers, which are beautiful day and night. On the other side of Deck 8 is where the drop slide lets out. You can board this all the way up on Deck 18. If you're brave enough. And the ocean walk glass path that I showed you earlier. If you keep going along this path, you'll wrap around to the other side of the ship. So if you like to walk laps on your cruises, this is the deck you're going to want to go to. And the last space to show you on deck 8 is Los Cabos, which is the Mexican restaurant on board, another paid extra, but it looks like a really fun space, and they have both indoor and outdoor seating here. And that concludes the tour of decks 6, 7, and 8. Now let's work our way upstairs. We're going to skip decks 9 through 13 as there's mostly only staterooms on those levels. But once you get to 14, there will be a teen space, and the kids club Splash Academy is on deck 15. But we're going to continue our tour up on deck 16. There is a lot going on deck 16. This is where our stateroom was, this is where the spa is, and this is where the haven is. I'm going to show you all of these spaces, but first let's see our stateroom, which was a family balcony stateroom that sleeps 4. 2 on the main bed and 2 on the pull-out sofa. We personally didn't feel like 2 adults could fit on the sofa. It was very short and narrow, but it should work fine for kids. And if you're traveling without a significant other, you can split the main bed into 2 separate beds. You'll have a vanity in your cabin to get ready outside of the bathroom with a hairdryer built in, special lighting, and a variety of plugs. This is also where your stateroom phone will be, and a mini fridge. The closet space in this stateroom really blew me away. There are 3 sections to it, and I love the built-in drawers, and the safe is hidden away in one of the sections of the closet. Outside of the bathroom, you'll find these hooks, which we found to be very handy. That was another nice touch when designing this room. But I think our favorite space of all was the bathroom. It's designed beautifully. The shower feels very spacious, and it had amazing water pressure, and they added a lot of storage opportunities in here. If you don't want to travel with your own soap, they do have a body wash and a combo shampoo and conditioner built into the shower. And always a nice touch to see is the drying rack built into the shower as well. And lastly, you can't have a balcony stateroom without a balcony. It is a typical cruise ship balcony, but I love that the chairs are padded. As you're coming and going from your stateroom, you will notice a light sensor outside of your door. When you're in your room with your key card in the light slot, the at-home light will come on. You can also request service and select Do Not Disturb on the keypad right by the door. Now let's take a tour of one of the prettiest spas I've ever seen on a cruise ship. This space has a variety of spa treatments to choose from, but it's not just a spa. There are IV treatments here, a barber shop, a beauty salon. No matter what self-care looks like to you, there's a spot for everyone to relax at the Madeira Spa. Although some spa packages and thermal suites can be booked in advance on Norwegian's website, most of the individual spa treatments are booked once on board. Located within the Madeira Spa is the Pulse Fitness Center. Although access to this gym is completely complimentary, included in the price of your sailing, access to some of the fitness classes do come with an extra fee. Now let me show you my favorite area in the spa, the thermal suite. You do have to pay to gain access to this area, but it's worth every penny. For a single day pass, you can expect to pay $99, but if you want to use it for the whole length of your sailing on a 7-day sailing, you can expect to pay about $340. Included in that price is access to all of these thermal suite rooms like a clay room, salt room, ice room, sauna, but where this suite really shines is the lounge at the front of the ship. This is one of the most relaxing places on the entire ship, so I highly recommend splurging to enjoy this for at least one day of your sailing. Continuing on with our tour of deck 16, next up is the Haven. Although the Haven staterooms aren't located on this level, this is where you'll find the lounge, the sun deck, the restaurant, and their infinity pool. This space is exclusive for Haven suite guests only, and you have to scan a key card to gain access. By staying in one of these suites, you get a dedicated concierge staff, personal escorts on and off the ship, at the pier and ports of call, evening turn-down service, 24-hour room service, complimentary in-suite movies, priority seating at select entertainment venues, and priority when reserving restaurants, but you also have your own private restaurant up here. Having access to this Haven area can really be a game changer on your sailing, especially if the ship feels crowded. You'll always have this space to escape to with dedicated attendants waiting to wait on you hand and foot. And you never have to worry about having trouble getting up here because Haven suite guests have their own elevator bank on this ship. It can only be operated by your in-room keycard. That concludes the tour of deck 16. Now let's go up one floor to deck 17, which has just as much public space as deck 8. At the front of deck 17 is where you will find the arcade and the observation lounge. The arcade is a really fun space for kids and teens, but it does come at an extra cost. Right next to that is the observation lounge, which was another one of my favorite spaces on board. It looks like a great place to hang out and relax. If I needed to work on a sailing, this is definitely where I would go, and it makes it even better that you can get food and drinks up here. As you make your way farther back on deck 17, you will finally come across the outdoor pool space on board. This is the main pool available to all guests on board, and it's a pretty good size. There's a lot of deck space and chairs on either side of the pool, and there's also a hot tub on either side of the deck. In the middle, you'll notice a pool, a TV, and a bar. On either side of the Waves pool bar, you'll find a dining venue. First is Surfside Cafe, which is the buffet on board. We were surprised to find out there was a buffet and a food hall that offers guests a wide variety of complimentary dining options throughout their sailing, having both of these dining venues on board, available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if I haven't already shown you enough dining venues on board, there are two more. These are paid extra restaurants. One is a Mediterranean seafood style restaurant, the other is Thai food, and that concludes all of the dining venues here on board the Norwegian Aqua. And now let's finish this tour up with a look at the remaining outdoor spaces on board. Starting off with the back half of deck 17, which is where the Vibe Beach Club is. This is a space that is exclusive for guests over the age of 18, and it does come at an extra cost. But let me show you everything that comes with that. In this space, you'll have your own private bar, padded, comfortable lounging chairs, including some cabanas, and 2 hot tubs. If you're looking for some extra luxury on your sailing and want to stay away from the kids, this might be well worth the money. It's a beautiful space both day and night, and I just may have saved the best for last because the top 3 decks are nothing but fun. Overlooking the Vibe Beach Club is the Bullseye Bar, which feeds right into the stadium. The stadium is a complimentary gaming space on board that looks like so much fun. I could definitely see myself grabbing a drink and hanging out here all afternoon long. As you wrap around this level, the next space is Tea Time, which is the miniature golf course on board. I've never experienced a cruise line charging extra for miniature golf on board, but I've also never seen a miniature golf course look like this on board any other cruise line. It spans both deck 18 and 19, and each hole is truly unique. For the sports fans, there is a pickleball court on board as well as a brand new glow court, which is a digital sports complex with an interactive LED floor. You won't find many spaces for toddlers on board this ship, but the kids' aqua park is made just for them, and it's in its own area on deck 18. If you're looking for a hidden gem on board, a space secluded from anyone else, you might want to head up to deck 18 and 19 for these private sun decks. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the star of the show, the new Norwegian Aqua Slidecoaster. Yes, it was 30 degrees outside during our preview, but we were not going to miss the opportunity to check out this new slide and see what it's all about. slide was a bit too cold for us in this breezy New York weather, but it would be perfect on a hot summer sailing. If you're going to be sailing on board the Norwegian Aqua, you definitely don't want to miss this new attraction that is just being introduced on this ship so far in Norwegian's fleet. Thank you so much for joining me on this exclusive tour of the brand new Norwegian Aqua. I hope you got a great feel for everything this incredible ship has to offer, from the beautiful staterooms to the amazing entertainment and dining options. If you're ready to experience the Aqua for yourself, or you have any questions about the best sailing dates, cabin options, or the current promotions, I'd love to help you plan the perfect cruise. As a certified cruise specialist, I can make sure you get the best value and a stress-free booking experience. Just check the link in the description to get in touch or visit my website. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss more ship tours and insider travel tips. Until next time, happy cruising!